Renco is actually a doctor, Renco Yong. He holds a doctorate in Maritime Technology from Malaysia, and he is currently the president of the Sarawak Association of Maritime Industries, or SAMIN. He has more than 20 years of experience in the field of shipping, shipbuilding, and ship repair industries. He is with the Gimhwak Group of Companies since 2003, or 20 years ago, as executive director. And he had been invited to more than 10 different countries to give more than 100 talks in forums, conferences, dialogues, and seminars regarding the maritime, shipping, and related industry. So, needless to say, Renco is an experienced presenter, and he's very knowledgeable and an expert in his field. The title of his speech is Sarawak, the Shipbuilding Hub of Malaysia. And this is to help us understand the shipbuilding and ship repair industry in Malaysia. And that will bring us also to Cebu, the small town in Sarawak, which remains the heartland of the country's shipbuilding and ship repair industry, with a long history of shipbuilding that dated back to nearly a century ago. So what you will learn is have an insider's view of industries of maritime, and then understand how ships are taken out from sea and river to land or for bottom repair. And then overview on how a ship is designed, plotted, fabricated, launched, and built. So we're going to be in a very, very interesting topic. Let's give a big, big hand of applause to Renco with Sarawak, the Shipbuilding Hub of Malaysia. Stage is yours.
Thank you. Do you know that the shipbuilding and ship repair is one of the biggest industry in Sarawak? They contribute the 5th largest GDP in Sarawak, Malaysia. Besides, the first 4 GDP contributor is all natural resources or agriculture. Is the gas, the oil, palm oil, and then timber. In fact, Sarawak is a significant player in Malaysia for shipbuilding and ship repair. When we talk about shipbuilding, we talk about shipyard. There are more than 100 shipyards located, big or small, in Sarawak. The main activity function of a shipyard is not only to build a new ship, but also to repair, decommissioning of marine structure, or layman term we say ship disposal. We also refer to all these activities as shipbuilding and ship repair, or in short, you can see in many places, they put SPSR. There are 5 main functions and sectors in this SPSR, including the ship design, consultation, marine academia and classification, maritime supporting industry, marine-related manufacturers, and marine maintenance, repair, and overhaul, MRO. The oldest shipyard in Sarawak is Brook Dockyard. They established in 1912 by James Brooke, the first white Raja in Sarawak. There was a booming of shipyard during 1960s, while the steel ships was slowly replaced by the timber ships. As today, Sarawak has more than 100 shipyards spread across all the major towns and cities in Sarawak. All the name of the shipyard that you may see, which I'm showing now, they are the actual shipyard operate in Sarawak. And you may find that Cebu is having the most number of the shipyard in Sarawak and also in Malaysia, located in Sungai Biduk, Randau Panjang, and Sungai Merah. This is the general view of Randau Panjang shipyard. The Deputy Minister, the Deputy Premier of Sarawak, and also the Minister in charge of Ministry of Industrial and Entrepreneurial Development, Dr. YB Awan Tengah, saying the industry has generated export value of more than 349 million in 2019. And this is the testament to the high quality and technical capability of our local shipbuilder. To build a ship, we need to start with design. Many people, they never see a ship built from zero to actually running at the sea. Sarawak is also having the most number of ship designer company in Malaysia. Our local designer never designed the naval ship for Australia Navy, Australia, to operate in Papua New Guinea. And then they design all different type of ships. Not only ships, but they also design marine structure and engineer project. They design also for Sarawak government, Marine Police, and Coast Guard. Not only for Sarawak or Malaysia, they design for UAE, Navy. The statistic showing the foreign ship owner from different countries who engage shipbuilding services in Sarawak. You can clearly see the number spread across the world. The percentage of our designer we have to start building a ship by doing the design. So all different type of the ship we can see, the designer are capable of designing. After complete the design, we have to start building the ship. And after years, we have to planning on repairing them. So it is important for us to know how the ship is built and how the ship will be repaired. Sarawak built for Australia shallow water utility tug suitable for river and shallow water and was delivered during the pandemic. This is one type of the ship we can build. Offshore support vessel is used in the offshore oil and gas activity. This vessel easily costs you 16 to 20 million US dollar. Landing craft. Landing craft is most commonly used in World War II. If you see the movies, you will know they have engine at the stern of the ship, and 80% of the deck space can carry tanks, lorries, trucks, and passengers. And the forward, they equip with a render that can do beach landing in any beach, riverside, especially they do not need to have any proper jetty or any proper port for them to do landing. They can just slot in, landed all the machinery and human, and go off. A Ro-Ro ferry is very commonly used to cross the river and moving from mainland to island. Ro-Ro means row on and row off. Harbor duct. Harbor duct is operated only in the harbor, which mother vessel coming to the port, and then the mother vessel will stop the engine because they are moving too fast and too strong. So they have to stop their engine and let this small duct to push and pull them into the port. A petrol boat is made by aluminum to achieve very high speed in the water. Sarawak actually built and export to many different foreign countries, which is a large portion besides Southeast Asia. You can see on the screen, we actually export to Middle East and Oceania. This is some of the e-newspaper about Sarawak built and deliver. We deliver to Singapore, we deliver to Kings Island, Fiji Island, and Dutch. We also built for UAE, United Arab Emirates, Navy. And then we built high-tech vessel, fishing vessel for Australia. We built the first LNG power vessel in Malaysia. This is all type of the vessel that Sarawak is capable of building. When you look at the picture, they are all scaled to fit the frame, which they may be huge, different in size, length, and their capacity. But they are all with different function. They are selling to different corner of the world. They are doing different jobs. But I can assure you, they all built in Sarawak. After the ship was built, then operate a period of time, they have to go to do annual survey, yearly survey, to ensure everything is in place and seaworthy for continued operation. So every 2 to 3 years, they need to do a bottom survey to see the bottom and do the repair. And every 5 years, they have to do a special dry docking survey. So from the picture, you can see this is one of the typical type of the docking a ship. Graving yard is to let the ship move into the yard, pumping out all the water so you can see and repair the bottom part of the ships. Sometimes you can put more ships together. And after repair and do the blasting, the gate will be slowly open and let the water flow into the yard again. When the water level reach the sand level, they will open out the gate and let the ship go to operate. And this kind of graving yard you saw can cater for 30,000 ton capacity. And this 30,000 ton capacity will cost you about $5 million to build a yard like this. A floating dock. A floating dock is another method of docking. The dock is submersible with pumping the water to the ship, and then the remaining only both sides of the side wall with the equipment and cranes on board. Then the ship may move into the center of the dock. So when the ship dry dock submerged into the water, you can see the ship move into the center, and then they will pump out the water again and let the ship float. Floating dock can be catered for very big vessels, depending on their own body size. The benefit of this kind of docking is the dock can move to your place to dry dock your ships, not limit or fixed in one place or one location, but also the most expensive cost and maintenance docking method in the whole other docking methods. A small one with capacity of 20,000 ton can easily cost you 15 million to 20 million. The next one is the slipway. The slipway is most traditional way of docking a ship. And they use the railway system, a very powerful engine and winch to pull the ship straight from the river onto the dry land for docking and repair. This size of the ship they can pull out is also depending on the engine power, rail, and slipway size, length, and their width. This costs only about 2 to 3 million for the capacity of 20,000 ton. The next one, airbag system. Airbag system is established most recently in about 2006 from China. They're using airbag system to inhale the air that support the ship from pulling out of the water to the dry land. And the picture you see is my yacht. Sorry, that is a bit of messy. The airbag systems are also the cheapest way of dry docking a ship. You may see all the ships is laying here and there because they may easily change their position and moving around on any vacant land for repair. Each airbag can cost only 5,000 US dollar. A normal ship would need only 6 to 8 airbags to pull them out from the water. So it basically is limitless with whatever size of the ships, how long is the ships, you just need to put more number of airbags to pull out. And to pull out and launch a ship into the water are using the same method. Some of the future development of Sarawak maritime industry, they are targeted in Cebu, Panasut, Tanjung Manis, and Kuala Ballarat. There are 150 acres of marine-related manufacturer in Tanjung Manis, 2,000 acres of new marine engineering park at Kuala Ballarat. And then they can be direct investment from foreign country or set up by local Malaysia company for a wide range of marine product manufacturer. Tanjung Manis is located near river mouth, which have a water depth of 30 meters and more. So it is close to the sea and easy access for bigger size of vessel. They already have some of the basic facility for this development, and they expect to generate more than 350 million of the investment and 4,000 employment in this area. We still have challenges, but we will not give up. This is Kuala Ballarat. They have 4 kilometers stretch of the maritime part in the future. This is going to develop very soon in the future by our Sarawak government. We have many challenges, but we will not give up. A smooth sea can never make a skilled sailor. Sarawak will keep our spirit and work smart. Continue to be maritime hub in Malaysia for many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you. May I ask if anyone would like to ask questions from this very interesting presentation? Yes, Harlina, just unmute yourself and go on.
Okay, my question is, on your map it says that they're going to build more yachts, but you already have so many, more than 100. I mean, isn't that a bit too much?
The new yacht, they have a new lane in Kuala Ballarat, which having 2,000 acres. Because you know marine structure, marine oil rig and structure, they have a lifespan. So in the next 5 to 10 years, most of the oil rig they built 20 years ago is going to dispose. Is what we say this decommissioning in the professional term, or we say dispose or dismantle in the layman term. So this structure, they can easily cost you billions of dollars for disposing. So previously, we bring to Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, or India for disposal. By towing this item to those countries, we already spend millions of dollars to tow this item to be disposed in those countries. So Sarawak, which having a large portion of oil and gas structure and vessel, which aging need to be disposed, they do not need to tow to all the way to this country. They can be disposed in this area. Yeah. So the land will never be enough.
Renco, I never understood shipping repair maintenance until today. Despite I came from Cebu, despite I passed by that many shipyards. And first, I really thank you so much for sharing this because it really expanded my knowledge horizon. Now, I got a couple of questions. With such a significant contribution to the economy of Malaysia, and for that matter, service globally, is it my ignorance that our popularity is still very much confined to one part of the globe?
I can say that because what you see, we design for many different countries, we build for many different countries, but our capacity is still within the range of 100 meters and below, and then 30,000 ton capacity and below. So in the world ranking, Malaysia is ranked 14 for shipbuilding in the world. So the biggest three countries, which is China, Korea, and Japan, they in total having 92% of the world shipbuilding capacity in these three countries. So we are fall behind Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, and you can see for the past 10 years, Malaysia is having 120 shipyards. But now it's falling behind Indonesia. Indonesia is now having 280 shipyards in Indonesia. And 10 years ago, Malaysia having 3,000 ships registered in Malaysia. And now we have 5,000 ships. But Indonesia, 10 years ago, they have 3,000 ships registered, similar to Malaysia. But now Indonesia have 30,000 ships registered in Indonesia. So in the near future, Indonesia is really overtaking Malaysia.
So how would that mean in terms of, because I just look at your numbers, that number is really interesting for me. In terms of the quantity of the shipyards just in Malaysia or Sarawak alone, although you're saying that there are so-called educational support from the government to help to create expertise and continue to create this kind of supply, is the supply and demand actually on par, or where is it now for the shipbuilding industry?
In fact, the training provided by Malaysia government is far behind where they provide to Indonesia government provide to Indonesian and Filipino government provide to Filipino. Because Filipino is ranked as the world's most seafarer country. So they produce far more seafarer than us. And Indonesia also, because there are many islands. So their life is at sea. So they can easily produce a lot of seafarer. Malaysia yearly we issue foreign seafarer card 45,000. We give 45,000 jobs to foreign seafarer, which the whole industry, the whole Malaysia, we have only 16 academic which can train marine seafarer. And this 16 academic altogether can only train less than 500 seafarer a year. And we short of 45,000 seafarer. And also among these 16 academic, 9 is in Sarawak. So actually Sarawak is a lot of ships and shipyards.
Okay, so now I'm going to have, I actually have many questions. I'm going to ask the last questions. So I'm looking at your airbag, the airbag system, right? I heard from your presentation, understand that the cost of floating has reduced significantly because of the new system in the last 17 years, you say, since 2006. Yeah. So I imagine the costs have reduced significantly in that respect. Now, I'm just thinking, with the advance in technology, with the AI, with the machine learning, how could you actually incorporate those into it so that you could actually boost the whole shipbuilding industry in Sarawak, as well as expand on the global scale? Because I heard that there's a lot of limitations, what you could do, you would like to do what you could do. Yeah, but if it's any way they look at those advanced technology with the AI things that is going to be like, especially AGI things that you could see incorporate into the business that eventually you could actually bring it in a much larger scale without maybe having the similar demand of the laborers, or at the same time with a much more advanced labor supply for your industry. What do you think?
Yes, I think the most adoption of the technology is on the design part. Previously, you want to build a ship, multi-millions of ringgit or dollars you need to spend, but you only look at the 2D drawing, black and white on the table, and then you use all your imagination how this ship is going to look like, or how this ship is going to perform, or how many passengers can they carry. So this is all on your head in the imagination. But now they adopt all the AI, like what you say, the VR technology. So you can actually, by looking at the screen, you can, using even the screen to go into virtual reality. You go into the room, you can easily change the room color, change the curtain color, change the floor color, change the size of the tiles, change the kitchenware as you like. And then you can change the room size, So this is more convenient for the ship owner when they want to start building a multi-million ships. They can actually design their own way. And then also they can do simulation in the computer to see how fast it goes, what is the stability, is that shaking a lot, and then is that going slow or fast, what is the capacity. So all these things are controlled by the AI, or what we say, Industrial Revolution 4.
Okay.
And then for Sarawak, previously we only use automation, which is they consider Industrial Revolution 3. Now they start to use cloud management. Yeah. So different yard can locate in different location, but the manager can easily see the result of all the progress, everything from their handphone.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I'm very fascinated. Sorry, Renco, that's why I have so many questions, but I'm going to catch up with you another time because there's a lot of questions I like to ask. And now sitting here, just listening to you, I'm just thinking about maybe there is one day we have a self-piloted ship.
Yeah, it's already have. They already have the what they say is amended ships. They can control by amended ship. Actually, in Singapore, about 10 years ago, they already use iPad to control combat ships in Singapore Navy.
Thank you for that.
So they don't really need person sit in the ship to do the combat.
Thank you for that. All right, I'm going to hand it back to Miranda. She has a question. She's raising her. Yeah.
So, what would be your wish about this whole industry, and what would you like to see happen for for the whole, I guess, for Malaysia, for your beloved Sarawak, and for you personally?
Yes, actually, I just went to Indonesia last month, and then I can see booming of Indonesia shipbuilding industry, and I'm quite amazed that the neighboring country, they are really government putting a lot of effort to help the industry to grow. It's about 10 years ago, I on many different platforms, I urged the government or the officers or the related agencies or even the industry people. I'm saying that in the 1970s, actually Turkey, Europe, Germany, they're building 90% of the world total number of ships. But why they shift all this number in these 30 years to China, Japan, and Korea? Because they become the world, the shipbuilding hub for the world, located in China, Japan, and Korea. But for this recent year, you can see China, Korea, and Japan, they are reducing their shipbuilding capacity. it's not because they cannot do, but because they are moving into more high-tech area, which is computer chips, AI technology, the branding of their product, even the electric cars, and even the rocket or aeroplane. So ultimately, in the next 5 to 10 years to come, this shipbuilding will slowly move down to Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, because we are yet to have the capacity to build aeroplane, for example, submarine or any other helicopter. So we are still in the stage. We are taking over whatever passed from the Europe to China, Korea, Japan, and in the future will pass to Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, this country. So in many occasions, I urge people, young people, or even government to grab this opportunity. It's not our ability, but it's a trend. It's a trend to force us to get into this job and to take over all this manufacturing sector from this country. Yes.
From what Dr. Renco gave, telling us that the demand or the interest, government interest of this shipping package ship is not that it's not catchy anymore, where people move on to AI, move on to this plane, move on to other modes of transport. So would it be beneficial if we give more education or give more this educational system, or give more some educational for those secondary school kids, or those who almost finish their from six or finish their A-level, to give them some guide on what's the future, what are the industry that they can choose as their profession, as their work in the future, or what they can do in future. Because as I know, because I was previously studying in Sabah, where Sabah there's a lot of this sea, so there are this like that Kayan or Dayak, they stay on the ship, and no, they stay on their own sampan. So I think their child mostly would be quite interested to know if they have this opportunity to go and learn, to go and study in this kind of course. What do you think?
Yeah, because there are always two different how to say thinking of people. Like what you say, Sabah, why their shipbuilding is in whole Sabah is only 8 shipyards in whole Sabah. You can see, but a lot of sea activity in Sabah, because the original people from Sabah, they try their best to prevent the industrial development. They want to preserve all the natural resources. They want to preserve all the natural island and all the fish, science at sea. So they are really not into the industrial aspect of that. So you can see the whole Sabah, even Sabah is slightly smaller than Sarawak, but only 8 shipyards in Sabah. On education, you see, just now I mentioned 16 of the academic to teach maritime in Malaysia. 9 of them is located in Sarawak. That's why Sarawak, they actually spend a lot of effort. They trying to educate the future generation on how to go onto the sea, how to master a ship, how to repair or how to build a ship. So this is the effort for Sarawak to build, to be into the maritime industry. So, but Indonesia is better because they have maritime study during their secondary school and then also their primary school. So from the very small age, they already come to know what is the ship industry. So they can, they really admire to become a seafarer. Like Filipino, they also in the young age, they already start to learn about mastering a ship. Just like they have the ambition to become a pilot, not for the aeroplane, but for a ship. They become the pilot or become a captain of the ships from their young age. But this mentality is not in Sarawak or in Malaysia. Many people think seafarer is a pirate. Many parents, they will tell, don't be a seafarer. It's the last choice of your career because all seafarers are pirate. But when there's always we making a joke, the international joke. When you see a Filipino captain of the ships, they salute. But when you see Malaysia, or sorry to say Indonesia captain, they will use the international language to show their disrespect.
Wow.
So how they train and the package of their country to image their seafarer is really important.
The perception. Yeah.
Possession, yes.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Hope you continue to touch more hearts with that. Yeah. Thank you.